Have you ever been down at Riceville Beach or Carolina Beach and seen people surfing and thought, I want to do that? I've been there before, but when I was younger, I bought a surfboard. I actually gifted a surfboard, and then I taught myself how to surf because nobody was there to teach me how to surf. So I thought I'd help you guys out today and teach you how to surf. So if you guys want to get out in the water, you guys can do that easier. The first step to surfing is figuring out what stance you are. There are two types of stances. One is goofy and one is regular. Goofy is when you have your left foot in the back of the board and your right foot in the front of the board. So you'll stand facing this way. Regular is the inverse. Your right foot's in the back, your left foot's in the front. If it's helpful, there's a picture here to show you which is which. See, goofy, your left foot's in the back and your right foot's in the front. And regular is the inverse. Now it's important to note, neither is correct and neither is incorrect. It's totally based on personal preference and what makes you feel most comfortable and most in control of the board. The best way to practice is to actually start on dry land, either in the sand or in your house, and just feel which one makes you more comfortable. If you've ever ridden a skateboard or a snowboard or a scooter, this is often the same stance you take on the surfboard is the same as a skateboard. And then once you've mastered your stance, you need to learn how to paddle the board. Paddling the board is a lot like swimming, and I'm assuming we've all been swimming. But it's a little different. It's a lot more taxing on your shoulders and not as taxing on your legs, because when you're surfing, you're not generally kicking unless you're trying to catch a wave. So it's important when you start out to stretch and warm up your shoulders to avoid injury or fatigue. Now when you paddle a board, depending on your board size, there are differences in board sizes. Generally you want to do long, controlled motions with your arms instead of short, quick motions. That's going to get you tired more quickly. If you do long, slow, controlled strokes, you can go farther with less energy. This will help you stay in the water longer. The next step, and arguably the hardest step in surfing, once you've figured out how to paddle and figured out what your stance is the pop-up. The pop-up is when you grab the sides of the board or place your hands on the sides of the board, depending on your board size, and push yourself up into the stance that we previously figured was the best for you, either goofy or regular. So when you're going to catch a wave and you feel the wave push you back and you're going down, you want to push up on the board and pop onto your feet. Most beginners will go from their hands to their knees to their feet, but as you become more advanced, you want to go straight from hands to feet. But it's not bad in the beginning to start on your knees, to go from hands to knees to feet. But you have to remember, push with equal power on both hands as to not tip the board and you'll fall off. But you also don't want to hold the sides of the board because it's harder, your hands get caught in the water and it's hard to pop up. That will take some practice. There's no way to practice that on dry land. You have to get in the water to practice that. It's easy if you start in the shallows where you can stand, so you can just jump onto the board when the wave is coming and then push up instead of being in the deep water. But you have to get in the water to practice that, and that is the hardest step in surfing, is popping up. And once you have popped up, the rest is pretty simple. It's just all about balance and steering. To steer the board, what you want to do is just twist your core, moving your left foot or your right foot forward and backwards. That's going to help you stay on the wave longer and help you avoid swimmers and surfers that are in the water. Thank you. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope to see you out there in the water.